segment of the program, and to our show, Alan Balmer, the new head baseball coach at Cumberland University. Of course, this is normally a football show, but we've worked some baseball in from time to time, and a lot of our guys are baseball guys. But Coach Balmer was hired last month. He's working with a baseball program now. And first off, welcome to Lebanon. Welcome to Town Square Social. I'm sure this will turn out to be kind of a regular place for you.
It's a pretty good place.
Pretty good eats.
Yeah.
Alan, talk about the process on what made this Cumberland job a job you wanted to pursue.
Well, to be honest, I didn't really have any idea. I think a former player, Randy
Siegel?
Yeah, he reached out to me. I've known him from the past. We played at Amarillo a lot. Went to Florida, and they came out to Lewis Clark State a bunch, and they were always at the World Series. They had a really good program. So he reached out and said he had some questions for me on, I think it was September 17th, Wednesday. And I got home that night, and we talked on the phone, and he asked if I was interested in the job, and I said, of course, I'll listen. I'd love to talk about it. And then Coach Hunt called me in the morning, and I talked to him for a little while about everything, and then I ended up talking to Coach Pavin later that morning, and he goes, well, everything's good. When can you come out? And I was like, I didn't really have any idea how it really worked or what he wanted to do, so I said, I'd probably be there tomorrow if you want me to be. And I had a flight at 2, and I was in Nashville by 10, and I was on campus Friday morning at 8:30.
Well, and that's when Kyle Allen got the bug shot of you out there on the field in a Cumberland jersey. Kind of a whirlwind.
Yep.
You got a wife, you got kids. They're back in Lewiston. Was there a sales job involved on convincing them that this was the thing to do?
No, I mean, this has kind of been a plan for a while. I was married once before, and I have 2 kids in a previous marriage, so I kind of just stayed in Lewiston and enjoyed them and watched them play sports and grow up, and just kind of been waiting for them to be old enough to make the move, and this opportunity came up and couldn't pass it up. But yeah, she's a junior back home, so it's hard.
Well, I bet it is. And will the family stay there for a while?
I'm going to be out here for the year by myself.
Okay.
I'm going to let them finish school and sell our house and kind of get everything situated so this summer we can move out here.
As you haven't been here in Lebanon at Cumberland that long, what are you finding out about the program, the facilities, the people you deal with, the higher ups in the athletic department?
It's been great. They're definitely on it, especially the higher ups. They do a really good job with everything. They've been helping me through the process, showing me what needs to be done, and it's been a great transition. The program is a lot similar to what I grew up in. There's a lot of tradition. There's a lot of alumni hanging out. There's people that are involved and they really care about the program. So it's what I'm used to. It's what I wanted to be part of. I mean, I don't think I want anything else. I mean, I enjoy that pressure, and why would you want to be anywhere else? I mean, success is a great thing, and look forward to staying in it.
Being born in Lewiston, grew up there, Lewiston High School, went to Lewis Clark State, played there for 4 years, MVP of the World Series in 2006, where his team beat Cumberland in the finals.
Yep.
And you stayed there and you have coached for 17 years, kind of ingrained in a very successful program, and I think it speaks a lot for Cumberland that you'd be willing to step away from that to take this opportunity to do your own thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's how great of a place it is. When I got out here on the trip, and I always knew it was a great place. I mean, I played against Woody and coached against him for a long time. I had a ton of respect for the Hunts and the program, but once you get out here and you actually see it for yourself and see the facilities and see the school and see the town, and I mean, couldn't say no. And I've been looking for the opportunity to be a head coach. I mean, I know I've been waiting, and I've had the opportunity to work under 4 really good ones and learn a lot. And
well, the legendary Ed Chef.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he is legendary, and he was learned a lot from him. And you can't argue with success that he had. So he taught me a lot of great things and how to run a program and keep that program at a high success rate for a long time. So hopefully I can do a half of, or even a third of what he ever did, or even what Woody did. And I mean, it's hard not to be in a place that has this much success.
When you look, and I Googled this afternoon, top flight NAIA baseball programs, Lewis Clark State is number one, double-digit national championships. Next, and bear in mind, schools that are still NAIA, because there have been NAIA schools that have gone to Division II and moved up, and they're doing a different thing now. Cumberland's right there with 3 national championships, and then behind them, a couple of schools with 2. A tradition-rich program where, you mentioned the alumni care about this thing.
Oh, they do. You can tell. I mean, I've been seeing them sneak into practice, checking on me, and making sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So it's been good, and I enjoy that, and I want them to do that. I want to learn from those guys, and I want to keep the traditions that they've had over the years that made them successful here. I mean, I need to learn those too. Success leaves clues, and if you don't follow those, you're probably not paying attention, and if you don't pay attention to those things, it's easy to slip up.
If you've just tuned in, Alan Balmer, new head coach, Cumberland University baseball, with us here on Coach's Night Out. Ryan Hunt, I thought, had done a really good job assembling a team. How has you stepping in and dealing with those guys, how has that gone here in the fall workouts that you've had?
I mean, it's still new, I think. So I think they're excited. They think they enjoyed what's going on. I'm not sure how much different it is. I have to be me and do the things that I think are right to move the program forward. But the transition seems pretty good so far. He did put a heck of a team together. From what I've seen so far, I think we're going to really have a chance to hit this year and play defense, and I'm excited to watch him play.
It's all about arms, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
When it gets down to it.
Yeah, and I haven't quite seen enough of that yet. But there seems to be the pieces we need to make a run at the conference.
You have been so vital in the recruiting at Lewis Clark, and I got to looking at all the All-Americans and a couple of guys who made it to the show and have played. And in talking with Tim through the years about how this transfer portal has changed and so many kids are out there floating around, is it possible that at the Christmas break there might be some guys coming in?
We're hoping for a couple Christmas presents. You always are. I mean, sometimes they're the best players you have on your program, and they can make a big change. But you got to be careful with that too. I mean, because you've had a good group of guys, that've worked their tail off all fall and done everything you asked of you, and it can make or break your team if you bring the wrong person in, and it can really hurt your culture. So you have to be careful with who you bring in and what pieces you need to add. So I mean, there's a lot of things to look at, but it would always be nice to add a couple arms at the break that are really good.
Cumberland has always kind of made their money, so to speak. Some drop downs from higher classifications, some JUCO guys who maybe didn't get that degree, and they're looking for a place to go right away. And Tennessee Junior College is a very fertile recruiting area, but you've recruited all across the country.
Yeah, I mean, that makes it easy being in a program like Lewis Clark State that's already had those roots in. And but at the same time, I think NAIA was probably a little more like the portal before the portal was alive. We're always kind of taking those guys that are leaving other schools, drop downs, JUCO guys, and to really assemble a good team, you usually have an older team, so that's why you kind of had to go that route. Because you show up to the NAIA World Series, and I bet that average roster is 23 years old,
Sure.
22 years old. They're big, strong men. They're not 18-year-old kids, so I don't see that changing much. I mean, I got to go watch some junior college baseball the other day down in Murfreesboro at Middle Tennessee State, and I was very surprised with how good the talent was, and it really wasn't much different than what I've seen anywhere else. So, I mean, really excited about that being so close and being able to see those guys on a weekly basis play. But yeah, they'll definitely be looking for those D1 drop downs because those guys make or break your season.
I would bet your phone directory in your phone, you've got a lot of coaches' phone numbers and former teammates who have gone out and gone other places. There's kind of a network there, isn't there?
No, I mean, that's recruiting. It's who you know. They're going to send the players that they've had relationships with prior to places they can trust, and that's who the player's going to listen to. They're not going to listen just to me and tell them, hey, come here, this is great, you need to come do it. They're going to take, mom and dad, the people that they're close to that have coached them, for them to make that decision. And that's what recruiting is really about, is those relationships you create over the years.
Well, and the trust thing is a big deal because Coach Woody Hunt would tell me he'd get on the phone and have a guy call him, says, I got somebody you might like. Can he play for me? Could he play for you? That sort of thing. And you got to have a rapport with these folks.
No, you do. I mean, that's the name of the game. I mean, people always talk about the guy that's the big recruiter, but it comes down to relationships you created before you've talked to that kid.
Summer camp has always been a huge thing around here. I don't know if they've told you about that. Both my kids, one's that's 30 and now he's 25, two of them came through the Cumberland baseball camps, and it's been, some days it's like a circus out there with these kids rolling all over each other, but it has been a big part of the community, and folks will turn out for that, and it's a great opportunity to expose young folks to that baseball program.
I'm excited to keep those going. That's the best way to get to know your community, put yourself out in the community, and get people involved with your program that want to come watch the games and do those things. And I mean, I was that kid at Lewis Clark State at the camp in the summertime and being around the field and doing all those things, and that's where I wanted to play. So, I mean, that's how you create that atmosphere in the community, and you never know who might show up one day and be one of your better players.
How far along is the schedule for the 26 season set up? Is it locked in?
It's locked in.
Is it?
I've been kind of tidying up a few things the last couple of weeks, just talking to the coaches and getting the times that, and making sure the days are all right, and I know where I'm going.
Well, now that they've turfed the infield, I know last year there were a lot of home games for Cumberland in some kind of sketchy weather, and there were some northern teams coming down to play. Will that be the same this year?
It'll be the same. I think we have a couple of teams coming down from the north. Aquinas is one. I think they're out of Minnesota.
Yeah.
And then St. Francis out of Chicago. And so those two are coming down from the north, and we got a couple other teams coming in early. So, no, the turf's a big thing. I know it's going to take a lot of time off my hands. I'm used to dealing with that infield with the dirt and the grass and edging and all that. And some days I kind of just look out there and I'm like, I don't even know what to do because I don't have to deal with the dirt. So it's nice to have that. And then, like you said, you can always get those games in. And if we can't go to another place, they can always come to our place.
Well, and practice has to be a comfortable thing because you've got the indoor facility right there. You got the field with the turf. You can get a lot of work in really not a very long amount of time.
You can, and it's maybe a little too comfortable with the ground balls. We need to find some fields that are not turf to get ground balls on.
Cumberland has a history of going into parking lots with some beat up baseballs.
I heard some stories the other day. I don't know if we'll quite go that far.
I don't know that Woody ever threw away a baseball.
No. If you saw the price, you wouldn't either.
Have there been some things that have surprised you, Alan, since you've been here? Things that maybe you didn't know about Lebanon, the community? Of course, you hadn't had a chance to get out and do much, but you're kind of locked in there at Cumberland.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of have my drive from a former player, John Franklin. Let me stay at his parents' house right now, which has been a blessing. So that's been good, but it's kind of just a straight shot down the road past the 7-Eleven into the school. So I haven't done a whole lot, but I mean, I was really surprised how much it felt like back home in Lewiston. There's a lot of similarities with the community, a little smaller, and people really know about the baseball program, and it really matters. And that's kind of been the biggest surprise.
Would you be, and I don't want to put you on a spot here, but would you be open to talking to some civic clubs, the Kiwanis, folks like that during a lunchtime and tell them a little bit about who you are and that sort of thing?
Yeah, we need to do that. I'd like to get the boys in the community doing things and being part of it and showing, doing the volunteer hours, and so that the community can get to know them. And sometimes when they get to know them, and they show up to the yard, and we have a little better fan base. I know we did the other day. We helped out the church over there. Mr. Bennett had us come over and help him unload the pumpkins and do that stuff. That was a good event for our guys to get out there and do something in the community.
And again, it can never hurt to let those kids get out and see them, folks see them away from the ballpark.
No, and it never hurts to get back. It does something to you. When you do things in the community that support you, and when you go back out and give to them, it makes you feel better about who you are, and it humbles you up a little bit.
Well, Alan, I appreciate the visit, and thanks to Kyle Allen for helping set this up. You can't sling a cat on that campus and not hit a former player.
No.
Or you can't sling a cat. The law enforcement here in Wilson County. He's got a world of Cumberland guys out there. So if you ever get a ticket, just, there's a couple of them out there that have played and that sort of thing.
We'll hope I don't play against them.
Absolutely, you probably did. But thanks for the visit. I appreciate it. Best of luck. And I know this is a transition and kind of a squirrely time, but make yourself at home. And if folks can help you, give us a call, okay?
All right, I appreciate that.
Alan Balmer, head coach at Cumberland University, with us to close out the program. Thanks for being with us here from Town Square Social. It's Coach's Night Out. I'm Tommy Bryan, and I will talk to you later.